And we are live. Welcome everybody to Ask a Wizard. California continues to burn. It is on fire. Pretty boy, that's good. Hello, how's it going, pretty boy? I'm doing okay. Awesome, Erwin. Glad to hear that you're doing all right. Also known as Secretly Long Legs Owl. Welcome, welcome. Oh, sweet. You guys get to chat before the stream? That is so awesome. I love it because that's what the Parliament of Owls is all about. We are a community here of people who like to grow and improve in our lives. That's awesome to see. I live in California, the worst state in the entire country. Fun fact, that's an objective fact. California is actually the worst state in the country, based on a poll of one, which was myself. I just polled myself right now. Yep, still the worst. And we're still on fire, burning, and ashes raining down, and it's just horrendous firestorm. It's quite entertaining, though. Hey, how's it going, K-Dog? Welcome. You guys know the deal. If you'd like to get a reading, thumbs up this video, share the stream out to some friends, get this thing out to some more people so we can get more owls in the flock. And if you'd like a free reading, let me know in the comments below and I will add you to the list. May I have a reading, please? Yes, you may be alone. Yeah, the wildfires are intense, man. They don't even make any sense. They're so... California is the stupidest place in the entire country, like, bar none. It's absurd what they do. They're like, all right, guys. Hairspray is out, all right? It's going to destroy the environment. The air quality is just gone. If you use so much as a drop of hairspray, you will destroy the entire world, you fools. But what about the piles of flammable material that you've been stockpiling in the forest for just decades? Just tons of pine needles collecting. No. There's rare hamsters that live in those though. Rare hamsters. But the fire's just to plummet smoke into the sky, filling the air with ashes, the equivalent of trillions upon trillions of bottles of hairspray in a matter of minutes. Listen, don't be a conspiracy theorist. It's not like that's ever gonna... No, that's what happens every year. You're insane. Of course, we have to ban the hairspray. In fact, we're gonna go and sign into law a multi-million-dollar plan to ban hairspray. But what if you just took like one of those and hired some forest rangers to, I don't know, maybe clear out the pine needles on the grounds? No. Stop with these conspiracy theories. These fires are not going to happen, okay? And then every year, just shooting smoke into the sky and just raining down ashes, and you're just like, who could have prevented this? All we know is that California couldn't have done a thing, but it is 100% Trump's fault. So we're okay. That's literally California in a nutshell. It's just the most absurd place you'll ever be. Yeah, I'm in Florida too. Awesome. That's great. I've heard mixed things about Florida, but I know that it can't be as bad as California, that's for sure. Do you think I can get a reading on love? Sure, let's get a reading on love. Erwin, Secretly Long Legs Owl, in Canada at least, where I am just getting cold really quickly. Ooh, that's awesome. Well, tell me of your escapades with moose taming. I hear that you guys suckle at the maple moose teat, as it were, to survive. That's how you guys get through the winter, right? Am I understanding that correctly? Moose milk is where maple syrup comes from. Is that correct? Over in Orlando, it's very, very weird. Interesting. Well, you got Disneyland. That's pretty cool. Disney World. My apologies. All right, let's get Velo on a card here. So we got the 5 of Diamonds showing up here for you. Very interesting indeed. And why not? Let's go to the full paid reading for tonight. Let's do it. So we got the 5 of Diamonds here. So the 5 of Diamonds is a disruption in the material sense. So what this is saying is, let's just say yes to make you happy. Yeah, definitely. Canadian people, I like to make up lore about them. I theorize that the Canadian people are the next ones to snap. As a person who can read people, I think you guys are the ones that are the creepy psycho kid in the corner who's too nice. Not the like alone kid. The person who's, oh hi, how's it going? Everything's going great. I'm doing very well. How are you? And you're just like, Didn't your hamster die yesterday? Yes, it did. It was a tragedy. We had to lose him. And you're like, that's what that's the psychological image I get of Canada in my mind. It's terrible. There's no reason for it either. Every person I've met from Canada is awesome, which is part of the problem. It's just like you can't be that awesome all the time. There's got to be some jerks. I've heard that there are, but I haven't ran into them yet. Or to quote one of my favorite quotes from Fairy Odd Parents from Nickelodeon. I'm going after those Canadians. They've had it too good for too long. And then he just rides off into the sunset. The Five of Diamonds is about a disruption in the material, V-Lone. So, and V-Lone, didn't you owlify yourself as Night Owl? Let me know if that's correct. If you have an owl name, I will use that as well. Let me know. So, Five of Diamonds is this disruption in the material sense. So this is, in terms of love, getting confronted with the reality of the world, being put into a situation. You're not wrong about being the Trump thing, but let's not bring politics into. Yes, thank you very much, Philon. Yeah, I was just ignoring him because it was my fault for even saying it. So I'm not going to be mean to LOL fam. But yes, we don't talk about those things. It's just what California does. It's literally their whole deal. Okay, being Canadian and hearing this is just making me wheeze because it's kind of true. Yeah, I know. It's awesome. I love. That's what humor is for. That's why. It's to relieve the things that people think. I love it. I do want to know what moose tastes like, though. So the Five of Diamonds is the disruption in the material. So you're going into the situation here where we're being confronted with the realities of like actually meeting people and rejection and the whole game of it. It's, you have this idealized image in your head of what dating and romance will be like, and then the reality of it comes into play and you're like, oh, this is totally different. Oh, I didn't realize this. Like a lot of people, especially for men, they'll go in with the idea of like, there's the one chosen person by the Lord who is blessed to be mine and mine alone, and I must seek her out. And you're like, no, that's not how it works. You want to find a partner, and there's a lot of people who can be great partners in your life and help you build and grow and develop yourself. It's really about finding the person who's on board with your core principles. That's what's core. And then from there, you want to find someone who obviously you're attracted to, that you share common interest in, but most importantly wants to help you grow and you can help them grow, so that it's a mutual process of growth and development. And that's really what you want to look for, and you can find that in a lot of different people. So if you're ever in the situation where like, there's the only one person for me and now my heart is destroyed, that's just not reality. Okay, you're gonna be all right. You'll get rejected. There's gonna be times where you'll take your shot and you'll get shut down, and you got to move on and find another person, and that's okay. That's part of the game. So don't get too worried about that. Now, moving into the present, what we see is the Nine of Hearts. So the Nine of Hearts is attainment of emotions. So right now, this is telling me that you're feeling pretty good with your emotional stability right now. Not really looking to rush into anything, and that's a really great place to be in, because that's where you want to take it slow. That's the real advice that I would say here for you is just focus on being the best you can be, and find the places where good virtuous people hang out. Church is a great spot, bookshops. If you have a hobby, find maybe a local group that does that hobby. That'd be a good place to hang out, and just worry about being the best the healthiest you can be, the most successful you can be, and work on improving your own qualities. And that's where we finally see the Six of Diamonds popping up here, the Six of Pentacles. This is a grind in the material. So finally, you just take your time, take your chance, and just go with the flow. Don't try to push anything right now. Just work on improving yourselves, and when opportunities arise, then you can start taking action. but you don't need to be going out there and like, you don't want to be the person who defines themselves as a person who's dating people. Like, if your identity is in the fact that you date people, that's not an attractive person. An attractive person is someone who has value and qualities and good virtues and is a good partner. And so you want to have those qualities so that you are a good product. You know, you could think of it almost like overemphasizing sales tactics rather than just having a fantastic product, and you want to be a good product. So that'd be my recommendation for you. I hope that helps you out, Vlone, and we're going to move on right away. Let's see, did we have anyone else come in for a reading? Let me know. By the way, if you'd like to get a paid reading, which is what Vlone just got there for free, you get those at the end of the stream. We have a little segment here, and you can donate them at any time, 24/7, at paypal.me/askawizard. You pay whatever you think a reading is worth, and then I do them at the end of the segment on the stream. So make sure you're here for that segment. This does get recorded, so if you're not here for it, that's what happens there. And it really helps. It supports what I do. And if you want to do a ongoing support, you can go to patreon.com/askawizard, and you can buy me a cup of coffee, buy me lunch, or buy me dinner there. And that really, really helps, because then I've got that consistent flow of resources coming in, which helps me to keep doing what I'm doing. Let's see here. Did we have anyone else looking for a reading? Is it bad? I don't read the Bible, but I fully believe in Logos. No, it's not bad. I just think that you're missing out on like some of the best archetypical story you can find. The Bible has just pure Logos. It's incredible. Like, you could spend a month studying just like a few paragraphs of that book. It's unimaginably predictive. Like, just read Cain and Abel. And if you just read Cain and Abel and then look at that psychological profile of what Cain and Abel means and the process behind it and the psychological consequences of it, and you're just like, oh, okay, so that explains literally everything from my family relationships all the way up to the macro level of political power. And it's all in between. And you're just like, what? And it's just a few paragraphs. It's an absurdly powerful book. I've seen your videos on TikTok not get as much traction because of the creator fund. That really messed up of TikTok. Yeah, it sucks, but I don't care. It's not about the numbers, it's about the quality of the people. Pretty Boy is looking for a reading. Awesome. Yes, indeed. And Secretly Long Legs Owl as well. Awesome. Are anime characters manifesting in real life? What? I don't know what that means. I mean, people write them and draw them. I haven't had moose, but I have eaten deer and elk. Ooh, I am a fan of venison. I think it's very good. Is it... So yeah, no, I don't think that's bad. Let's get Pretty Boy on there, and then Secretly Long Legs Owl. Secretly Long Legs Owl. And then Pretty Boy. Oh. All right, Mr. Pretty Boy, we'll get you a one-card reading here. Let's get a card going. Ooh, Ace of Hearts popping up for you there. All right, so what the Ace of Hearts represents for you, Pretty Boy, is the beginning of a new emotional chapter in your life. Why is it that your TikTok videos still end up on my For You page? Probably because you follow me. So basically, by joining the creator program, what ends up happening with TikTok is they completely cut off your organic reach. You never show up on people's For You pages outside of the people who follow you. And the only people you can reach is your own following, and that's reduced to about 10% of people. It kind of sucks, but it's just what they do. Whatever. We'll keep growing. We'll keep working on it, and hey, it's fine. Is there any way to leave the creator fund? I've messaged them and their legal team about it. So far, they haven't responded, but I'm hoping that they will. Hopefully. Why is it that you're... so yeah, if you follow me. Sorry about that. So Pretty Boy, so we got the Ace of Hearts here showing up for you. So this is about beginning a new emotional journey. Might be feeling emotions that you haven't felt before or as strongly. Probably, I'm getting the impression there's like an event that actually occurred here that was like, whoa, like where the heck did that come from? I didn't even know I could feel that much. Like, what the heck? There's like this odd experience with a high level of emotional experience. And so the Ace of Hearts here is saying you're beginning that new emotional journey. And I think the wisdom that you really need here is the King of Hearts. The King of Hearts is knowledge of the emotions. And what this really boils down to is you did feel this new emotion, and let's ask ourselves why. Where did it come from? What was the source? What might have led us to that feeling? And so the card that you would really want there is the King of Hearts. So we're going to turn that into that for you right there. And that is the focus I think you really need to think is, what is the source of this emotion? Why am I feeling it? And is it good? Is it bad? Is it justified? I think a lot of times what you'll find, especially if they're negative emotions, that there's a very mundane reason behind them that you're just not aware of. It might have been that you didn't sleep well or you were hungry. And that might help eliminate some of the frustrations you have. A lot of times when we don't really consider those material reasons, we can kind of like, oh, I felt that way because I hate them. And you're like, actually, no, you don't hate them. It's just you hadn't eaten all day and you only slept 6 hours. So you're like super tired and hungry. And you're like, oh, right. I should probably have thought about that. And so just don't go running off and taking too many rash actions there. All right, let's get another reading going here. Lolfam says, I'm at 2%. That's a good emoji. I think I nailed that. I think I nailed that emoji face. Is that it? I can't do it again. Dang it. That was perfect. It was like on point. I feel like I nailed it. Do you remember where you got your cards? There's a company. It's if you search this company's name, they're quite expensive. It's called Arcana. If you search that brand name right there, they come right up. They're really beautiful. I like them. But I mean, you could use bicycles. Personally, I use bicycle cards for most of what I do, and they're like $1 a piece from Costco. I think $3 if you get them from Target. They're great. But I like these because they got the Carl Jung on the back, and I like that. The roots that or what is it? The leaves that reach up into the heavens have roots that descend down into hell. Very interesting indeed. Next up on the list, we have Secretly Long Legs Owl. Good to, you were just commenting. Is there anything in particular you were looking for insights on? Let me know in the comments below. I was thinking, we were thinking the other day about these wildfires, and I just don't get it. I imagine in my mind, it's just this guy, and he's just sitting there, and he's just like, no, Timmy, no, you cannot bring fireworks in here. It's like, but Daddy, it's just a smoke bomb. No fireworks shall be allowed in this household. You're like, but why? They are dangerous. No safety matches either. Do you want to start a fire? And you're like, no, I guess I don't want to start a fire. Good. And meanwhile, he's like out back just stockpiling gallons of gasoline, and he's just throwing wood into the fire of a giant bonfire. He's like, what could possibly go wrong? I don't see anything wrong in this situation. It's just, it's absurd. But if anything goes wrong, it's the mayor's fault. Like, what are you talking about? It's absurd. Timmy, you must throw your mother's hairdryer and her hairspray. Exactly. Erwin is looking for a love reading. Let us begin. No problem at all, pretty boy. Hope that was helpful for you. All right. Let's go. Ooh, the King of Diamonds. All right, so archetypically, King of Diamonds does tend to represent someone coming into our lives. This is kind of the guy that is materially interesting to us. This could be material in the sense of finances, or it could also just be physically attractive. However, on the individual level, what this means is more about knowledge of the material. So this is kind of like a call to action here in regards to love, of figuring out what is it that you really want in a relationship before you go rushing off into one. You really want to define these things before you get involved in a relationship, because if you have principles that you believe in, you want to qualify the person based on those principles first, so that you don't get wrapped up with someone that's really against what you believe in. So this is more of a call to action here, and really also to be patient with your emotions. A lot of times we can feel strong emotions and they come and go, and that can be the grind of the relationship, is just trying to get through the relationship, the emotional energy, and focus more on what do we really want from the relationship. The card that represents is the Six of Hearts, so we'll get that to change right there into the Six of Hearts. And so that is the reading I have for you, Secretly Long Legs Out. I hope that gave you some insights. I hope that helped you out. And if you guys want to get a reading later on during the paid reading section, all you need to do is go to paypal.me/askawizard, pay whatever you think a reading is worth, and let me know that you've done that. I will verify, and we will do your paid readings in just a bit. Also, if you'd like to get a paid reading for free, like this video, share this video. I will pick people at random who have done that to do a free paid reading giveaway at the end of the stream. So if you're interested in that, thumbs up the video, share it, and let me know in the comments below that you've done that. Now, I wanted to talk to you guys today about the castle in the clouds. So this is a metaphor for a very interesting and profound concept that it's kind of scary, but I think that if you think about it in the right way, it's also very empowering and awesome. However, it is a bizarre thought to have, which was, as I was studying Aristotle, I've been reading Aristotle, and I've been reading about economics and bit of the politics, not in the sense of like politics that you think of today, but more like Machiavelli, political theory, Aristotelian politics, things of that nature. We are in a very weird spot here in America. And what makes it very odd is, and don't quote me on this, again, I'm not an economist. There we go. I think I've only ever read that word. I don't think I've ever said it out loud. I'm not one of those, so I might be wrong on my figure here, but I think it's 98.2% of all money in America is debt. 98.2%. Think about that. 98.2% of everything that you see, everything that is around you, is in some way a product of debt. Now, that seems absurd. How does that happen? Well, you think about your obvious ones. The mortgage, a car, those things don't actually exist. You own them fictionally. It's an illusion. It's a castle built out of illusion. It's a castle in the clouds. You don't actually have the money for the house, for the mortgage. You don't actually have the money for the car with the auto loan. You don't actually have the money for all the things you buy with your credit card. But it gets more intense because you have to factor in the fact that the supply chain is also debt. All of the businesses have corporate business loans. All of the businesses around you are being supported by fictional money that doesn't exist, money of the future, a business loan, debt. And so the very products on the shelves, the people who manufacture them, also are creating those products on the basis of debt. So when you realize that all of this is debt, what that means is 98% of everything that you see, everything you engage with, everything you touch in your life on a regular basis is actually not real. It's not possible. It can't exist. It's an illusion that will eventually disappear when the debt is defaulted on. So that's kind of where we find ourselves at right now, is a very interesting time, is how far can we kick the can down where 98% of stuff that isn't real goes away? And then that makes you start asking yourself another question. What is the 2% that is real? And what happens to that? And so this is where I think there's a lot of value for people to turn back the clock of time. And as you know, in Ask a Wizard, a big slogan of ours is the past is the future. And that is a thing that I'm always harping on. So let's look to like, what are the suggestions of Aristotle? Well, if you were here on our previous stream, where we talked about the where would Aristotle recommend putting your resources. What he recommends is that 2% into things that you truly own, land that you truly own, crops that you truly own, animals that you truly own, equipment, not debt-based ownership, but actual true ownership. And so whatever businesses, whatever people are in a position where they're in a net positive in the real assets and tangible world, are actually in a really, really powerful and unique position right now. Because most people, even if you think of the most successful people, billionaires, for example, most of them are leveraged out on most of their money because the system that we currently live in is designed to incentivize them to not be a billionaire, but instead to be a billionaire who is invested in things so that they don't lose their money to taxes. And so that investment, that spitting out of the money, goes into businesses, which typically get them loans. Because why would you go and put your money in and just let your money go away when you could put 20% of your money in and get the same amount of money for a business? That's what a business loan does, essentially. And so we've created this system that is fully fabricated on an illusion called debt that's built these castles. And the only things that will remain when that illusion bursts, and it will, it's an inevitable market fact. You can't keep up. It's a magician's trick. I can go and pull coins out of the sky for you as a part of an illusion, but at some point, you will realize that it is an illusion, and I'm not actually ending, paying off people's mortgages with the coins I'm pulling away, because you will realize it's an illusion. And we're going to realize that there's an illusion here. And so what do we do? What is the strategy? Well, I think this is where you want to start investing in the real and tangible world, just like we were talking about. I think this is a strong case to make, where having good, valuable skills, having knowledge of how to work in the real world, how to fix electronics, plumbing, mechanics. These are all really valuable skills that are always going to be in need regardless of what the economy does. The ability to grow your own food, the ability to produce real value is really, I think, the cornerstone of what this whole thing comes down to. Because what is the 2%? The 2% is the things that are truly valuable, that actually exist, that are real and are necessary and needed in the system. And if you can be in that 2%, you're going to be on the right side, regardless of if this turns out really well for us. There's an argument to be made that because of the debt bubble bursting, you would have deflation. And so people with true cash would see a marketed spike in their buying power of their dollar. That's one possible outcome. In fact, it's the likely outcome. And it could also go into extreme hyperinflation like we saw in Germany. That's another possibility as well. And it could be a possibility that we can't even predict for or see, because we can't know what the future is. But what we do know is being someone who can produce value in the real world, regardless of debt or not debt, is always going to have intrinsic value, because you're someone who can produce value to your community. And so that would be where I'd recommend for you guys to really start focusing on, as the owls grow and improve. And I've had you guys come in and be worried sometimes, and it's like, I don't know what to do. Where do I go? I know college is a scam, and it is. Don't go to college. It's putting you into debt. You don't want to be going into debt for something that you can get on YouTube. It's been decentralized and broken down. Education is no longer something that you need to get from a college. You can get it from a weird wizard on the internet recommending books, some guy giving a lecture on YouTube. It's all available for free nowadays. So don't get too wrapped up in that. Instead, get the valuable skills. That's something you can't. That's not something you can go to school for. You have to actually do it. And so start developing real skills, and you can learn how to do those on YouTube. But you guys there's worry and fear, and so we can't control the future. We don't know what's going to happen in the future. But what we can do is put ourselves in the best statistical positions to overcome the most wide ranging issues that could occur. And so this would be one good example is be prepared for the illusion of debt to be dispelled. It will probably happen sometime in the future, and we don't know when, but it will happen. And just be prepared for it in the sense of, hey, the smart economic thing to do, regardless of when it happens, is to be a valuable person that's a valuable member of your community that can produce value. And if you are in that situation, you're going to be okay. Or at least you're going to be better off than the person who isn't, that's for sure. So that's my recommendations for the Parliament of Owls. I hope that helps you guys out. I hope that helps relieve a little bit of your stress, because while these are hard times and difficult times, they are manageable problems on the micro level. The macro level isn't for us. We don't change the macro level outside of changing it by changing our micro level. We need to focus on the microcosm, not the macrocosm. That's not our realm. Our realm is the community of friends and family that we live around, that we share time with, that we grow with together. That is the microcosm you can control, you can change, and you can prepare for. You can't prepare for what the macro is going to be, and you cannot change what the macro is going to be. And anyone who's telling you to go and change the macro and using this language of doing it for the greater good is trying to control your mind. And if you want to learn more about that, check out How to Kill a Chimera. It's a video on my YouTube channel here, and we talk more about that in detail. All right, let's get into some more wizard readings. Dorian, hey Dorian, how are you doing, sir? Lol Fam says, ooh, claps. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And if you guys want to talk about the topic in hand, let me know in the comments below. And if you'd like to get a wizard reading, all you need to do is like this video, share the stream, and you can get a free wizard reading. I'm good. What about you? I'm doing very well. I'm doing quite well indeed. I'm thinking about a new idea for magic, and I'm not really sure. I'd like to brainstorm it with you guys over time, but I want to do it for Halloween. I want to see what if I can make a psychological horror magic show for TikTok through Halloween. I don't know if it should be like just a one-day thing on Halloween, or what if I do kind of like what Not Scary Farm does here in California and do it like for the season, for like a month of time, like from October 1st to October 31st. And what would that look like? An interactive horror show, basically. Like, you come to see the show, we would have psychological effects occur, perhaps lights flickering on and off in people's rooms, causing things to move, that kind of thing. Basically the stuff that you see in my TikTok videos, but what if we did it as like a formal show, and it was like a horror theme show for a month? That's what I'm kind of thinking towards, but I want to know what you guys would think and what kind of ideas you would want to see. Ooh, spooky. You should do the season? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But man, that's a lot of shows. That'd be 5, 10, 20 shows. That'd be intense. 20 unique shows. Maybe I don't have to be unique per se. Maybe I could do the same effects, but change. Perhaps I could change the order of them, or maybe I could like vary up because maybe I do effects that are based on the individual so that it's unique in the sense that they're getting a unique reading. That's where I'm trying to figure out. Yeah, but also I'm worried about, I shouldn't say worried, it's not true. I'm concerned about people taking it and using it for nefarious means, I guess. This is a new phenomenon for me. I'm not used to having lots and lots of people outside of the people who watch my actual shows in real life knowing what I'm doing. But now with the amount of people that I have on TikTok now, it's a bit overwhelming. Like, just people crawling through all of your stuff all the time and micro-analyzing everything. And I worry that if I was doing a psychological horror magic show, maybe they would try and like, see, look, he's doing real magic and witchcraft. Ah, look, he thinks he's a psychic, that kind of thing. And so I don't want to give them more fuel for the fire, because apparently there's a lot of people who are convinced that I'm doing like witchcraft, and it's really funny because I'm not. But yeah, and maybe I just shouldn't care what they think and just keep doing what I'm doing. That's another option. You should do the shows like every 2 weeks. Ooh, interesting. Okay, so like maybe do like an on-off. Like maybe I could do like magic show Monday, Wednesday, Friday kind of thing. Just explain yourself, and I think everything should be fine. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. What? Any other owls got some input or thoughts? Let me know. Love to hear you guys' thoughts on Magic Horror Show. I think it would be fun. I think it would be really cool. Maybe what I need to do is do a gag. I was thinking, what if I was thinking today, so you have like psychics, right? But there's like, obviously we always go to like the big league psychic. You think of the psychic with their predictions, right? Like your Nostradamus, this massive big name in psychic world, the guy who predicts the future. That's like their Michael Jordan, right? So like, what wouldn't that make sense that there's a psychic hierarchy? Like there's the Nostradamus is at the top. He's the Michael Jordan, but isn't there like the junior high schoolers teams too, under the psychic hierarchy? And so my thought was like, what if there's just a psychic who's really, really good at being a psychic? However, he can only do it for like really mundane and stupid things. So I was like, he's just like, but he's fully into it. So he's just really, really effective. And he's just like, oh, I'm getting a message for you all now. Dorian, I'm getting something. It's a little bit. Oh, it's not clear. No, yep, yes, I'll get it. 16 cents. 16 cents. Yes. That's it. 16 cents savings. You're going to receive a 16-cent saving on your next grocery trip. My goodness, I think I've gotten it wrong. No, it's 61. The spirit world can be that way sometimes. It confuses us. It flips the numbers. It's 61-cent saving. Yes, indeed, 61 cents, and it will be because of Amazon. It's an Amazon savings at your grocery store. It's very profound, and he's just like totally into it, and he's like really serious. But it's just stupid, mundane things that he predicts, and so like, and then the guy goes to the store and he's like checking out, and the cashier's like, "Oh, look at that! Yeah, by the way, you just saved 61 savings here out of Whole Foods for being an Amazon Prime member. Really, 61, huh? Guy's pretty good." Just goes on with his day, because it's not enough to get books written about you, It's just mundane. So maybe what I need to do is do a mundane psychic session in the beginning of the show to let everyone know where I'm at. And then move into the scary stuff. Let me know. What do you think? Just getting laugh emojis. It'd be interesting. I think the mundane psychic would be really fun. I'm getting the impression you're going to get a coupon book in the mail in a week. It's gonna be buy one get one free yogurt. Yes, it's coming. It's coming in the mail. He can only predict things that don't make any difference and no one really cares about. Going to get a telemarketer call on Wednesday, 2:15 p.m. Yes, 2:15 p.m. telemarketer call. It's gonna be sales. No, car insurance. Oh, it'd be so much fun. Oh my goodness. I have plans that I'm working on. I can't talk about them too publicly yet, but we've got some pretty cool stuff planned for the future. Let's just say we're going to be really taking the Aristotle's plan seriously. If you guys watch the Aristotle stream about where do we invest our resources, I've told you I've been trying to live that out in my life. I'm going to be taking some steps towards making that really happen here in the near future. And wonder what you guys think. Like, what are your thoughts on those kinds of matters? Do Do you find them, what, like, when you think of the ideal life, given all this stuff going on anymore, what sounds more on point for you? Like, do you find the idea of the classic illusion that was painted for us for the last 50 years of go and find the advanced company that's growing and be a specialist in there and gain a lot of income and, rent a nice place in one of these major cities? Or does the Aristotle model seem more appealing? Like, for me, I think it's like a no-brainer, but I'm also a really weird guy. And so that might be part of the problem, is like, for me, the idea of owning my own land, growing my own food, being able to support myself and help my community on a small local level, that seems like the dream for me. But I'm wondering if I'm an anomaly in that regard. Maybe there's a lot of people who are like, no, what I want to do is like rock star, man. I want to be going out in Lamborghinis. I want the mansion. And like, for me, I find that really, really unappealing. In fact, to the point where it's like, I feel like I really value freedom. So I think that that's part of the problem. The more that you own, especially the more valuable things you own, the more they control you, that they can be used to manipulate you. And I think that that's part of it too. They weigh you down. If you have a mortgage on a mansion and a fancy car, then you're not free to travel or just sit back and have fun or try a new project. And so that's where I get freaked out by it. But I wonder what you guys think. Like, what is your thoughts? What is this? My air purifier just freaked out and made a weird noise. I hope it doesn't come through on the camera here. I do have an air purifier because I worked for an air purifier company. I just made them so much freaking money. Gosh, now that I think about it, it's just absurd. Man, I made them a lot of money. And part of the thing is I got the air purifier for them. And it's great for the wildfires right now because there's ashes raining down, so we just have the thing running all day and keeps my lungs clean, as it were. Yeah, I don't really know. I have a lot of thoughts on it. Like, my mom has always said, get a good job and stable house, but I kind of want to travel. Yeah, that's, for me, I don't even know if it's traveling that I want so much as it is I want freedom and I like being connected to truth and logos. Like, I think you can have a great job that isn't part of that 98.2% of debt. Like, there's jobs that you can be in that are valuable, useful. Like, plumbers and electricians make huge amounts of money if they do business right. Like, if they've just got some basic business sense, like, it's insane. Like, I started a lawn care company, and I'm telling you, man, the amount of business that flows through with lawn care alone, and we're not talking like landscaping here. We're talking mow, blow, and go. Show up with a lawnmower, zoom, get your lawn trimmed, trim up some of the weeds, rip them out, 20, 30 minutes tops. And, that's an industry in a small town that's got $25,000 a month flowing through it amongst all the different lawn care businesses. And just like one town. It's absurd. And I can't even imagine the specialties like electrician, plumber, like, man, you could make a killing in trades, and carpentry probably is I would imagine, pretty intense. If you've ever bought furniture before or even looked into it, it's like, how much is that couch? Oh, that couch there? Yeah, normal basic couch, right? Yeah, that's going to be like $7,000. You're like, what? What? I could get scrap wood and put that thing together and get some sheep and get that thing set up for $500. You got some sheep? No. You got some trees? No. Got carpentry equipment? No. $7,000. Jeez. It's insane. Man, the crush. I kind of wanted to be a lawyer, though, and still have freedom. I want to do big things, but I just don't know what yet. I actually just bought a law book, believe it or not. What was Black's Law Dictionary, and then I bought a book called Law 101, which is all of the legal things that you need to know as an American. Mostly because I am tired of paying people to make my LLCs for me. It's like $500 to have them set up, and I was like, it can't be that hard. So I was like, let's find out how hard it is. And so I'm trying to learn how to set it up myself. And we're going to see how that goes. I'll probably end up just paying someone to do it, but that's how I am. I'm an ENTP. I just kind of jump into things and spiral. Also, I wanted to buy it because we're having some interesting things. I'm a digital marketer for a day job, so I've noticed some very, very strange things occurring in social media right now, and I'm interested in some legal definitions, to say the least. I'm wondering what is tortuous interference from a legal perspective, and how are certain companies not violating it. Also, I want to figure out what some of the new terminology for the GDPR compliance that was just passed here in California, what those terms mean, and also how they apply to certain companies. I want to know. That's it. We'll leave it at that. I'm just curious. Curious like a cat. That's why they call me Whiskers. That one's for you, Alex. That was for you. All right. Well, with that, I think I'm going to close up the stream. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed today's stream. I hope we gave you some helpful insights and some hope and optimism for the future, to try and alleviate some stress and give you some insights to help you move forward on your hero's journey. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. And hey, Dorian, if you become a lawyer, you should become the lawyer of the Parliament of Owls, because that's what we're all about. I want to build a community of people who are valuable, that bring value to the world and support each other, and we want to work with each other. You know, if we have carpenters in this group, let me know. If you're an electrician, let us know. Obviously, there's going to be a local element to those different services, but there are skills that can be sent. You know, if you're a carpenter, you can make stuff and sell it on Etsy. Let me know. I want to get it out to the community, because I'm not trying to build a massive following. I'm not trying to be an influencer. I am not trying to be all these things that they say that I am on TikTok. I want to build a small, tightly knit community of people who are valuable and the best people on the internet, and I want us to work and help each other out. So that's what the Parliament of Owls is all about. Thank you for tuning in, and if you want to support that and help keep that grow, go to patreon.com/askawizard, and you can go to the Feed the Wizard program. You can buy me a cup of coffee, buy me lunch, or buy me dinner while I work forward on that particular project. I will see you guys later. Have a good evening. Peace.